the first work I was doing was primarily working with the gilded and the traditional gilded surface. It's a very involved process building up traditional gessos mixed with animal protein glues, very ancient art form. And after doing that for a number of years and getting to be as good as I could possibly be, I did a series. Here's a gilded piece. The first thing I did was I did a series of just blocks of wood and gilding them as perfectly as I possibly could. It was a show I had in San Francisco called Gilded Geometries. And rather than applying it on furniture or frames or buildings, I just took scrap pieces of wood and did the best gilding possible that I could do as kind of my masterpiece show. And so I did a number of those. Had a very successful show here in the city. And then I started doing what I was referring to as landscapes, building up the gesso. I wanted to play with the surface and abstract it from its traditional ways of doing. And so then I did a series of islands and landscapes. It's another one. When you gild over the wood, you're putting a coat of fabric, linen generally, and then you're building up this white plaster material on top. In a case like this, rather than covering the entire surface, I wanted to expose the underneath things. So I would show the linen and then do the gilding work on top of that. One of the, I don't know if you can see, this was a large silver piece I did in white gold. And again, I'm fascinated with geology, so I did a whole series on the process of volcanic islands and shield building and how the earth works. Mm-hmm. From there, I did a series of landscapes, but this is egg tempera, and basically, I don't think you can see the whole thing, but it's kind of a representation of San Francisco. I did a series of landscapes based on the San Andreas Fault and the changing continents. Okay. So most of these panels are quite large, very, like full wall size, but I can't hold them up. Right. Move the computer around. I was in the process of doing all of these in gold and silver again, and then when the oil spill happened in the Gulf, I was so upset by that, I decided not to use the gold, so I covered everything in graphite. Oh. And did a whole series of these representations of the changing faults and the earth processes. The surfaces are actually three-dimensional. They're built up in a traditional material called pastilla, which is a thickened paste of gesso, and you build it up layer on layer on layer, just as the earth would be built up. Mm. So it has a lot of the contours, like a contour map. Okay. Then, since I've always been interested in egg tempera, I did a series of just abstract landscapes, the paint, and then with the gilded horizon. Mm. Again, sort of hard to see, I think. I got it. I have better images that I can send. I started also doing a series of three-dimensional pieces over gold leaf and egg tempera. This is a pyramid. I love working on geometric shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And fascinated by, again, archaeology and pyramids. And over the years, I've always gone back to the pyramid shape, and this is just kind of the current version of it. The shows I had early in San Francisco were the pyramids, but just straight egg tempera and gold.
It looks like you come from the pyramid power generation.
Well, that was it. You know,
Yeah.
in the early 70s,
That's right.
all this pyramid power stuff. When I said, well, I'm going to start making pyramids.
Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that piece, Joe? What are the symbols on that pyramid?
There's nothing. It's my own symbolism. I usually, although I dyscalculate too, you know, I adding and subtraction and numbers, but I love working with number symbols and things. And again, it's getting into that repetitive dot, 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 dot.
Right.
And here's some other examples. So currently what I'm working on, again, are pieces like this. These have a high gloss to them. Egg tempera is normally unsealed, and it's a very matte paint. But I've developed a way to seal it with acrylic varnishes, polymer varnishes now, and it has a very high gloss. But underneath, there's, in this case, there's copper leaf underneath each.
Oh yeah.
And so the copper it comes and goes, and there's wonderful light reflections that happen with them. Here's another piece. When last year the astronomers were expecting this fabulous comet to come, Comet Ison. That actually was destroyed when it went behind the sun. But I was watching the whole process, so I did a whole series of paintings based on Ison and what might happen. Some of them, one of the titles was, remember that group of people, they thought that there was a spaceship in the back of the tail of the comet.
Yeah.
So I did a large piece called In Ison's Tail. And, you know, just joking about it, and because I was expecting that if the comet did really appear, the timing would have been such that I think a lot of people would have freaked out about it, some of the conspiracy theorists.
Right.
And I was just having fun with it. And let's see. And I don't know if you can see, this is a much larger version of let's see, this is right.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. These are the smallest. The other pieces I have are quite large. This is over silver leaf, and you can only see the silver, I think, in the circles around.
Oh yeah, right. In the
center.
Yeah, like a halo.
Yeah. So this is currently what I'm working on right at the moment. I'm doing another series of these. Probably, I've been hearing these reports about all the starfish dying on the Pacific coast. And things like that really bothers me. So I'm doing a whole series based on some of these incredible patterns that starfish have, with their geometric their, the dots and the colors and the shapes.
Oh yeah.
Are just mind-boggling when you look at these things. So,
Okay.
I'll go get another.
Hold on, Joel. I'm gonna stop because it's running out of time, and I can start a new one.
Okay.